A lot of questions still remain on Capitol Hill about what exactly is going on in our skies with all these drones. Here's what some House lawmakers on the Intelligence Committee said just moments after exiting a 3-hour closed-door briefing.
No, we have no idea who owns these drones. We spent a lot of time in this hearing asking the question in every way imaginable as to whether or not any of these sightings in New Jersey, Connecticut, anywhere they're being cited, are federal government operations. And they are not. We were assured, and we asked this question over and over and over again. They are not federal government operations to sniff radiation, gas, recovery, anything else.
There's no evidence that there's anything nefarious going on.
To date, they haven't found anything that would indicate that there's foreign influence, foreign actors, or even little green men who are working on the American people.
Joining us now, Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi from Illinois, who was also in that closed-door briefing. Always good to see you. So, okay, no little green men. We'll just sort of let that state as a fact. But beyond that, would your bottom line be stop worrying?
No, not necessarily. So there were about 5,000 reported incidents of these lights in the sky that were basically processed by the FBI, CIA, DHS, and other agencies. And they've now determined about 4,900 of them can be explained as, commercial drones, amateur drones, manned aircraft, and the like. They're still tracking down what's going on with those other 100 incidents. But my main point that I took away was I think they should provide more of this information faster to the public, especially if they know that something is a manned aircraft, for instance, providing information to the public about, okay, this is the flight tracker data. This is how you know that this is a civilian aircraft and so forth. The second takeaway that I had was that there are inadequacies, there are holes in our law with regard to providing authorities to local law enforcement as well as other agencies in detecting and potentially defeating drones or taking them down in a safe manner. There's also a lack of authorities for them to do these things, a lack of rules and regulations. So these are things that we need to all work on.
Okay, there's a lot of questions I have after hearing what you had to say. Let me start with this one. Did you hear anything you wish you could say right now that you could tell your constituents, tell the American people that you can't for classified reasons?
One of the things that we talked about were foreign adversaries, foreign powers, and whether any of them were involved with any of this. And so I can't get into, for instance, details of why we know it wasn't, for instance, the Chinese Communist Party directing these drones in the Northeast. But a lot of it had to do with information that was already unclassified, and they needed to explain to us why they ruled X, Y, or Z reasons out for why those lights in the sky appeared.
So if somebody says to you, look, it's great that we know and feel confident about 4,900 of these, but 100 is not an insignificant number. So why can't we figure this out with everything that we have, all the technology we have, all the manpower that we have?
I think that's what we have to do right now. And I think there is more of a sense of urgency today than there was before, Chris, I think, with regard to tracking down what's going on with the remaining incidents. And by the way, I think more are probably being reported to these agencies as we speak. But it appears as of right now, I haven't seen any evidence of a foreign power or a terrorist organization or some kind of nefarious reason for the lights in the sky yet.
Before I let you go, Congressman, I want to get your response to some breaking news. The Supreme Court, as I'm sure you know, has agreed to hear arguments on the constitutionality of the TikTok ban in January. You obviously were a sponsor of the bill to ban that popular social media app. So I wonder what you're expecting from this conservative court.
I think they're going to uphold the law. But just to be clear, it was more about forcing ByteDance to divest or sell TikTok USA so that it can remain, it can flourish, but not under Chinese Communist Party control. And so right now, our message to ByteDance and TikTok is the clock is ticking, time to sell.